Says, then a messenger of the Lord appeared to Jacob, saying, Rachel will bear 2 children, inasmuch as she has refused company with her husband, and has chosen continency. And had my mother Leah not paid for the 2 apples for the sake of his company, she would have borne 8 sons. For this reason she bore 6, and Rachel bore the 2. For on account of the mandrakes of the Lord visited her, for he knew that for the sake of children she wished to company with Jacob, and not for lust of pleasure. And that's how a lot of women are. They see a man right away, it's lust. There's no love, there's no compassion, there's no wanting to know anything other than how much money he makes, and what does he have to bring to the table for you. What do you have to bring for him? It's not just a one-way street, but usually when a woman is beautiful, a man will go out of his way to pay her. He will break bread. He'll give her all his money. She again gave up Jacob because of the mandrakes. Therefore the Lord listened to Rachel, for though she desired them, she did not eat them, but offered them in the house of the Lord, presenting them to who was the priest of the Most High at that time. See how they took care of the man of God, and even now they don't. I mean, unless you're preaching what you want to hear for your itching ears, telling you everything's fine, you're going to go to heaven. What are you going to say to that false prophet on the day that you, him, and all that followed him and believed his lies, or find yourselves in hell, burning? What are you going to say to him then? I mean, there's not a lot that you can say. You're going to be too busy burning to even be able to confront him. But I'm sure all of what glitters is not gold. And it's going to be a rude awakening for those of you that like that cotton candy sugar coated preaching that doesn't tell you anything. All that jumping and screaming and hollering, they ain't telling you nothing how to meet the Lord. That's what does all of that do with what is that? What advice did you get out of all that screaming and hollering and revving up his engine and sounding like a busted lawnmower or chainsaw? Out of all of that screaming and hollering, what did you get that was able to help you to survive in Los Angeles? What did he tell you and all of that? If what I'm telling you is more of a survival manual than what he's telling you, then I think obviously you're in the wrong church. Chapter 3, verse 1. God bless you and keep you for chapters 1 and 2. Says, when therefore I grew up, my children, I walked in uprightness of heart, and I became a farmer for my father and my brothers, and I brought in fruits from the field according to their season. And my father blessed me, for he saw that I walked with the rectitude before him, which just means righteousness. He walked uprightly. And I was not a busybody in my doings, nor envious and malicious against my neighbor. And how many of us hate our neighbors? Especially, I see the women especially do not get along with another woman. You don't even know this woman, but because she's a woman, that's enough for you not to like her. He says, I never slandered anyone, nor did I censor the life of any man, walking as I did in the singleness of eye. And that's what tunnel vision is good for when you're trying to walk with the Lord. You can't just look at everything that jumps out with a mini skirt and high heels. There's more to life than that. Therefore, when I was 35 years old, I took a wife for myself. Yeah, when you start getting that attracted to women, the opposite sex, it's time to get married. Come on out of that lifestyle so you can continue going onward, upward, and Godward together. For my labor wore away my strength, and I never thought on pleasure with women, but owing to my toil, sleep overcame me. And my father always rejoiced in my rectitude, because I offered all my first fruits through the priest to the Lord, then to my father also. And that's something that we've got to start doing too. You got to make sure and offer your money to the church, not so much to the pastor, but to the church, so that the church is taken care of and is able to build other churches, able to add more programs, able to do what the government is doing for the people without the strings attached. You don't have to give us reports and different things like that. We help because you have a need of